So in advance of doing this content process, basically what I've been working on is getting a series of posts published automatically to see the quality of the content and to work out how easy it is to do the interlinking. And basically, I've got a process running at the moment with ZimWriter, which has written 128 posts overnight. And these are the posts. So I've got a cybersecurity website which I've had for quite a long time, and what I'm trying to do is build topical authority for it. So this is kind of building in public because it's testing in advance of doing the renewables website. So just to give you a kind of an overview of the type of content that is being generated. If my computer ever loads, there we go. Is an example is here. So best real-time cyber security platforms. So it's talking about all of these, and obviously what we can potentially do is if this page ranks, then we can look at different means of incorporating affiliate links and so on and so forth. So, but as part of this process, what we need to do is obviously add inbound links to these pieces of content to make them feature in Google. And there's a theory that you need up to about 20 links internally for a page of this nature. So what I've purchased is a plugin which is called Link Whisperer, and it's by Spencer from Niche Pursuits, and it's not perfect, right? But it kind of does the job. So what you can see down here is I've installed it. So I basically bought a 10 site process. But basically it works on 10 sites, so you can install it on 10 sites. And then what it does is it gives you the ability to basically create internal links, because as I mentioned in yesterday's video, one of the challenges with creating mass content is that there's no internal links being generated by the software at the time that it's being generated. It's posting them automatically. It posts as posts, it doesn't post as pages, but that's the process that it seems to go through. And obviously what we need to happen is we need internal linking to be incorporated into these pages to ensure that they rank. So what Link Whisperer does, this is the dashboard. Basically it crawls the posts, it finds them all, it finds the internal links, it finds any orphan posts, so any posts that don't have any internal links to them, looks at broken links and 404s, etc, etc. So this is what it looks like. But where this is, there's two things that you can do with it. So you can basically add inbound internal links, and you can do auto linking. So we'll look at auto linking first. So basically what we say is if there's a keyword at any point, then we just basically create a rule that every time that keyword is featured in the website, it will link through to a particular page. So I haven't done any of those yet because I just installed it. And then the second thing that you can do with it, which is quite interesting, is you can add inbound links to a particular page. So I'm just going to run this now, and it's going to take a minute or so. Basically what it looks at is the page. So this particular page is 4 key tips for real-time cyber threat intelligence. And so what this does is it basically scours through the website, and then it goes through a process of identifying appropriate internal links that can potentially add value to that particular page. And so what we'll probably do is pause this because it is a little bit slow. Oh, there we go, it's moving now. So basically what it will do is identify other articles and keyword anchor text in those articles. And then basically all we do is we select them, and then it'll internally link them. So this can be a way, it takes a couple of minutes realistically per piece of content, but it can be a great way of adding some weight to the links. You can't do more than 50 internal links using this per piece of content. And obviously you probably don't want to do too many anyway. So this is a kind of fast and easy way of adding internal linking to new blog posts to make sure that they feature in Google. And basically this process can help with indexing of the pages that are being produced in the methods that we've described. So hopefully that is adding some value. So we're nearly there, it's at 99%. So just a little bit more to go, and then we can see what it's come up with. So you can give it some suggestions in terms of only in the same category. I don't really care about that, I'm not that fast. So here's where it's proposing that it's basically going to add the link in, and it's found quite a few. So what I'm going to do is just start off by doing 4 or 5. Basically, I've got quite a few posts on this site, and we'll talk about how I'm doing that in a moment. Basically, ZimWriter's running and it's uploading them live. But basically, what we want to be doing is adding internal links to these, and then there's something else that I've got running as well, which is pretty interesting. You've got to be careful with it, but anyway, we'll come on to that in a moment. So there we go, adding the links. And basically what will happen is my laptop's not running very fast, but basically in a period of time, it will say link successfully added. There we go. So it's done. Right, so what I wanted to talk about, there you go, so perfect. So we've now got 5 links to that blog post, and then basically what we would do is we go through each of the posts and continue that process. So if there's 200 posts, basically you just open them all up, run the same process. So look, there we go. We've now got 1 link, whereas previously there were none. So that's basically an improvement. That's going to help this page to make sure it ranks properly. And so what we were trying to do is kind of create that mesh of content that ensures that our content appears appropriately in the search engine. So going back to the biotech website, basically I've continued to pull out this content. However, what I'm beginning to think is that if I can create the topics using ZimWriter, it's going to be a hell of a lot quicker than me manually creating all of these links, and particularly these articles, and particularly if I can get the internal linking sorted out, as we've just demonstrated, then that potentially gives us enough authority and internal linking to basically get these pages to rank, or at least to complete the knowledge graph from Google's perspective. So I'm kind of leaning towards doing this with ZimWriter and basically building it out in that way. Then it's basically I leave it running overnight. As you might be able to see it in the bottom right hand corner. I'm not sure if you will or you won't, but I've written 129 blog posts overnight, and basically what you have the capability to do within ZimWriter is auto post, which is quite a incredible feature. It didn't used to work, but it does now. So, there's a bit of SEO work to do on each of these. There's maybe putting some images in, maybe a little bit of kind of manual editing. But basically what I'm trying to do is make these go live as quickly as possible. And then hopefully that will work very well. So yeah, that's the kind of thought process that I'm going through with the Biotech Solar website. I've also done quite a lot of work in the background in terms of identifying the kind of strategy and process in terms of internal pages, and I've actually built all the internal pages now as well, so we can have a quick look at that. I don't know if they're going to actually appear on the home page yet, because I haven't done the internal link from the home page, but basically what I've done is I've created there isn't a site map. Okay, well basically what I've done is I've created county pages. Is that going to work? No. Let's have a search. So I can't remember the URL structure that I created, but basically what right, there we go. So I've basically created renewable energy suppliers in Hertfordshire. So there's a page that's this, and then from here, I haven't built the internal links yet to all of the areas that it will cover as well. But basically what it will do is then we've got an internal link through from here. I mean, he's putting a bit about Hertfordshire in, and then basically do all the local town links as part of this. So yeah, that's the plan of attack. And then basically what we'll do is we'll build out this content so that the pages are a bit more unique. We'll get some unique images generated for each town and each geographic location, and then geotag them, etc., etc. So hopefully this combination of factors will ensure that we get some depth of content there. But I stuck with the Elementor theme. Basically, it was going to be too difficult to rebuild the work that I'd already done on the site, so I've just stuck with that for the time being. It's not the fastest, but I don't really see that as too much of an issue. The bigger challenge is that some of the top of the sites that I'm coming up against are very authoritative, so it's going to be a challenge to basically beat them in the SERPs. But anyway, that's the plan. In terms of the site structure, basically what we're going to do is suppliers, and then I'm going to break it down, and so it'll be solar panels in Hertfordshire. There'll be a separate page. This will have internal links built to the separate pages. And then basically by doing that, we're creating four separate pages that then all link up to this page, which is like a summary, if you like. So that's the kind of site structure I'm going to go with. And then the town page will sit below this and then link up to Hertfordshire, and Hertfordshire will link down to the respective town pages. So there's the plan of attack. Got a kind of good site structure mapped out. We've got the ability to create lots of content for it as well. So I think it's taking shape, and hopefully we'll see some results. And I haven't started any external link building just yet, but we'll get going on that soon. Anyway, that's today's update. Building in public, talking about internal linking and categorization and generation of content and site structures. Have a good one.